Okay. Says we're live. Let's see who's here. God, you guys are early. Hit that thumbs up when you come in, please. Hey, Barbara. Kat. Joan. Hi, Joyce. Hey, Terry. Barbara's singing. Hey, Lisa. I'm going to show your package here in a second. What an unexpected, awesome surprise I got. Hi, Belinda. Hey, Dee Dee. All right. Looks like I think I got everybody. Hope I didn't forget anybody. So, yeah, you guys, it's cold here. For me, I think it says it's 58. That's cold for me. I'm not liking, well, I'm liking it, but I just need some sunshine. We've had too many gray days now. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Christina. I did, Joyce. One thing in there totally cracked me up. Did I say hi, Kat? I hope I did. I just take for granted that Kat's going to be here taking care of everything because that's what she does. So, yeah, it's cold and rainy, and we're finally in fall. I mean, there's just no doubt about it now. Oh, I thought summer was going to last forever, and I'm not looking forward to the time change. So it's fall back. So what, we'll have more light in the evening? I don't know. Anyway, no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not looking forward to it. And what have I been doing this week? I've been, God, I wish I knew. I did this. I don't take orders, I barely take suggestions. Okay, I was getting it backwards, Dee Dee. It gets darker earlier. Yeah, lighter in the morning. I don't know. I wish they'd just leave it the hell alone. Honestly, I have a hard enough time just getting through the days, you know? Like, just leave me alone. Let Mother Nature take care of Mother Nature. That's how I look at the world. Anyway, what else have I been doing? I did catch up and get a day ahead, I think, on Inktober. So, and I've got them all out of order. So I don't know what I've shown, what I haven't shown. I don't know anymore. Okay, this one I haven't started on the second half yet. So that'll be this week. And I think everything else you guys have seen. Yeah. Okay, the leaf, the butter. See, they're all out of order. Maybe I haven't posted that one yet. Yeah, but I got everything all goofed up. So, sucks to be me. It is God's best box of crayons. I agree. And we do that's one thing about Oklahoma, is we do get beautiful fall colors. Now, this year, I don't know if we're going to because it stayed warm so long. Thanks, Dee. The bucks make me smile. When I'm drawing them, I'm smiling. They were thinking about leaving it alone, but not enough people seem to care. Well, I wish somebody would care. Who do I need to call? So yeah, we're getting so close to the end of December. There isn't many left to do. Hi, Barb Clark. Yeah, YouTube comes in with your channel names. Is that new? I guess it is. Huh. Anyway, hi, Missy. This I do these with alcohol markers, and the thing it's made me want is more vibrant alcohol markers. I don't need any more anything, okay? But I tell you, yesterday I was on Amazon looking at alcohol markers, but Dee Dee has convinced me that you should only buy alcohol markers that have, I'll grab one, fine on one end and brush on the other. The broad tip markers are useless. Useless, I'm telling you. And most of my old sets have the broad nibs. Of course, most of them are drying up anyway, and I've been trying to use them up. so I can justify buying more, right? So, yeah, I was looking yesterday, but I mean, they're mindless. I'm usually sitting listening to something, a podcast or whatever. It's mindless. You don't have to think about it. Pick out 4 colors and just go to town. So that's why I like it. I don't have to think. On the subject of butts, did anyone see that Flo from TV? Yeah, I did see that, Barbara. That was last week, wasn't it? I did see that she had passed away. And it's amazing because Robert and I were watching in the evenings. I not uncommonly put on some sort of country music because he likes that, and it's hard to keep him entertained in the evenings. Um, and last night we were watching one of the grand old Opries, and it made me feel really old because many years ago, Ricky Skaggs came out with some song. It was when Ricky Skaggs was really new. And I went to a lot of trouble to get him the demo record signed by Ricky Skaggs. And that was maybe 80s, maybe in the 80s. I don't know. But then last night I saw him on the Grand Ole Opry, and he was an old man. And I was like, what? And most of those people on there were already passed. And so I was just like, yeah, where did that tip go? You don't have any of the broad tip. They're useless unless you're going to be doing big areas. And still they're useless because they get overlapping anyway. So let me go ahead and start. Keep that in mind that I don't take orders. The only thing that I got this week, I ordered nothing, which I was really proud of my bad self. I didn't even order any. Well, I lied. I ordered Robert. We messed around and got old. Isn't that true, Lisa? Oh, my God. I did order Robert some pants and long sleeve shirts for winter. So, but anyway, unexpectedly, I got in the mail from Lisa Welch some Happy Mail. And it was very fun. And I took it all apart, Belinda. I do not adult well, as I'm sure everybody knows. But everything was tied up with these fun cords. But yeah, I didn't take time. So let me show you. There was really a nice card, thinking of you. And she just said, hope all is well with Robert and I, and we're doing okay. Yeah, so that's cute. And then a painting by Robert Dutton. He's a professional artist, lives in North Yorkshire. A movie made with confidence from Leeds in March to be closer to his ever popular painting and expressive drawing subjects. But yeah, I love that monochromatic. Hi, Living Skies. And then this is the one, Lisa, that just cracked me up. I swear to God, this little one wrapped up. And there's a name for these little characters. I don't know. Cottage Kids? I don't remember. But Dee Dee, pay attention. Dee Dee, are you paying attention? And I have to say, they smell good. I do love blue. Blue is my favorite color. But Dee Dee, I don't ever want to hear again. Let me see the note inside. She wrote a note and said, you can now tell Dee Dee that you have color cards. So look, you know where I'm going to keep them, Dee Dee? I'm going to keep them on the back of my toilet. So thank you. This, honestly, I laughed out loud when I saw this. I can't believe you split up your collection to send these, but thank you. They are nice, but I'm still not going to buy them, okay? But yeah, I'll put these aside and keep them. And one day I'll make myself do something with the color cards. I know, isn't that so funny? Yeah, now I have the color cubes, Dee Dee. You can shut up now. What are the name of the, I tried to think all weekend, what the heck is the name of these little creatures? They were really popular back in the day, you know. Dee Dee doesn't have a word to say. Come on, Dee Dee. Where's all that machismo you got going on? And then some cute little teddy bear wrapping paper, which I will cut these out and use them as stickers in the Beast. She sent me a pad of this Canson mixed media paper. And I don't know if I have any of this, but I have to say I do like the size. Holly Hobbied. I think that's right, Living Skies. I think that's exactly right. I heard that. Barbara got it, Holly Hobby. I think that's right. And she has a whole new set of e-cards too. Well, you need to get them and store them on the back of your toilet. Hi, Shelly. I think everybody's getting it. So I will be trying this. I haven't opened it yet and tried it. I maybe should have today. I need to see what the texture is like. And I did do some of the bases. I think it was Ruth Edwards asked me to do some of the bases for the Oblivious Mind art. So I did do those and sent them out as Happy Mail. Oh, it's got nice texture on it. Yeah, this will be interesting. So thank you, Ruth. And then the last thing is way cool, you guys. You have enough? You have both cubes from round one? Okay. Well, I have, let me count, Dee Dee. I'll tell you how many I have. She sent me 7. And that's more than enough. But this is very cute, cool, Lisa. Looks like this little box, and I was like, well, how do you get into it, you know? Turns out you just shake that out of the end, and it's an accordion fold book. Look at this. And you know what I very immediately thought of when I did this? I'm going to put, because you can do both sides, right? And it's nice, heavy stock. I don't know that I could use alcohol markers on this. I know, I like this too. And I think you could make one really easy. After I saw it, I was just like, oh, you could make this so easy. Biggest problem is going to be getting the paper in that size. But, and I meant to tell you guys this not too long ago. Somebody asked something at Dee Dee's, and I got thinking, if you're near a city where, hi Tina Art, if you're near a city that has a paper distributor, hey Dorothy, I know I used to do it in Denver a lot, but they knew I was a printer too. But you can go into a paper distributor and ask them for samples, and they will happily give you samples in anticipation of selling you something, but they not uncommonly have sample packs that they'll give out. So yeah, if you know where you have a paper distributor, I know there's a big one in Wichita, Kansas, because they were my client. So yeah, if you needed like a big sheet of paper like that, go into a paper distributor and see if they wouldn't, you know, hand you one. They're not going to ship it to you, but if you walk in their door, because I used to do it, Dixon Paper was very close to me, my office, and if I had a special need or something, I just walk over and tell them what my needs were, and next thing you know, I've got samples to show the client. So yeah, keep that in mind. So Lisa, it was an absolutely wonderful surprise. I appreciate it more than you know, and it made a rainy day awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And then today, I thought I would, because it dawned on me the other day, holy cow, it's like the 27th. We only got 3 or 4 days until Halloween. We don't have Halloween people out here. You know, like there's no kids or anything. I bent these things up. So I don't have to buy candy or open the door or anything. I appreciate it, Lisa. I really, really do. So I don't have to do anything for Thanksgiving, and I don't decorate. So yeah, Thanksgiving. Halloween to me is like once a year I do a creepy carved pumpkin. So that's what I'm going to do today. And so I knew I'd done one before, but I couldn't remember what book I did it in. So I had to go through all my sketchbooks and paint books and everything. And I finally found one of them. I think I've done 3 or 4 of them. But this was the first one I did, and I didn't sign it and I didn't date it. So I have no idea when I did this. But yeah, this is what I'm going to kind of do today. A creepy carved pumpkin. And then I'll just show you what else is here. This book I really just play in because this is actually watercolor and ink. I still like Draw Your Day. I really like Draw Your Day. And so I'm just going to paint today in this one. And this is a sketch I came up with. And I did take a photo of it and send it to Terry so she can paint along. And there's nothing else in this. The thing I don't like about this, and I didn't center it good, so it already kind of just sucks. But that's okay. I don't like the size of this watercolor journal. So there's that. And then I think it was last year or the year before, I did one on the Pantone card. Let's see where we're at here. There he is. So this was 23. I'm almost certain I did one last year, you guys. I just can't remember where I put it. So, yeah. And I'll admit that I did not spend a lot of time looking. Oh, yeah, if I bought the candy, I'd eat it. So, yeah, I don't buy any of it. Yeah, just don't. So, this is what I'm going to do. And I thought I would use, and I know I used these not very long ago, but it reminded me that I really like them. I'm going to use the Prima paints because I know a lot of you have them. I think they're very affordable paints. And look at, I set it on there while it was wet. Boy, am I dumb. So, and I took all my Prima paints out of their little tins and put them in the in these wooden pallets that I built. So I've got all these, and it's also the Jane Davenport paints, which I am convinced are the exact same paints, same construction, same everything as the Primas. So I just smushed them all together. And then I saw Xander did a post the other day, and Jane Davenport has some new paints out, new watercolors, and they're in the big pans like Kuretake. So I'm wondering if Jane Davenport Jane Davenport has come out with several different versions of watercolors. She's done Dee Dee has them, the ones that look like makeup and stuff like that. But the only ones I'm really tempted is the ones that are in the big pans like the Kuretake. But I need more watercolors, like I need another hole in my head. So I'm going to resist as long as I can. And I'm going to pick out a few colors that I think I'm going to use on the pumpkin. I think I'll use something that is close to a skin tone for the inside of the pumpkin. It's kind of a light orangish. I might add just a hair of orange to this. So yeah, other than that, not much going on. Getting ready for some cold weather. And I know I shouldn't be whining because I know some of you probably already have it. If you're anywhere north of me, you're probably freezing your butt off already. Barbara, what's it like in Canada? I know it's got to be getting cold. Thank you, Barbara. And look at Kat. She's got links for the Prima watercolor paints. I bought my first set of these probably at Hobby Lobby. And I don't remember where I saw them, but I have to say, I have not been unhappy with these Prima watercolor paints. I used to use them in the Beast a lot. They're not bad paints. If you want some relatively inexpensive, and I'm mixing just a little bit of orange in that, and we're going to test it and see. Don't want to get it too orange. The low 30s at night. Okay. All right. That puts life directly back into perspective. If we got 30, I would probably not be even getting out of bed. I'm going to water this down a little bit. Okay. Still a little bit light. I don't normally use white watercolors, but if you need to soften something down, that's about all they're good for, you guys. The white watercolors are absolutely useless, in my humble opinion. Get the book out of the way and do this more efficiently. How about that? But yeah, I'm really resisting the urge to order up some more alcohol markers. I keep telling myself, you can't have them because you have no place for them. What are you going to do with them when they come? Use them. No, you're not. You're going to have to find a place for them. I don't have a place for them. Hi, Brenda. I hope I haven't missed anybody. All right, that was full strength. That's still pretty dark. But I want it to show up, so. I really wish I had more space. All right, we're going to go with that. And then I'll go with the, I think the Jane Davenport orange. On the orange, I probably could go directly from the pan. But when you're doing and I don't consider this a big painting, but when you're doing a bigger painting, go ahead and put it out in a palette. So if you water it down or darken it or do something, that you have enough paint to do your entire painting, you know? I'd rather have a little bit too much than not enough, because remixing after you've mixed, yeah, can create its own kind of headache. All right, yeah, that'd be good. And then the greens for the stem and stuff like that, I'll take them, I think, directly out of the pan because it's such a small amount. So we're going with that. Okay. And then I'll put the paints aside. Don't put your cheat sheet back on top or they'll stick, and do that. If I need them, I'll have them right here. And I'm going to leave the sketch a little bit darker. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit. So you guys can see it. Normally, I would have drawn this with water-soluble pencils or something, but it's really hard for you guys to see. So, yeah. But you, oh, come on, focus, you freak. Oh, the camera hates that white. Hang on, just a second. Focus, you freak. There you go. All right, we're about ready to get started. I'll try and leave focus, you freak, in here because I know the camera is going to hate this until I start getting some color on here. I'll water that down just a hair more. And here we go. And this is a whole lot better than actually carving the pumpkin. That's one thing I don't miss. I mean, I'd like to have little kids again that really got excited about it, but the mess of carving pumpkins, I don't miss even a little bit. Look at, there's Cat getting oh-hoo-hoo alcohol markers. Cat, you're evil. You want me to spend money. And I did send a photo of this sketch to Terry, and I told her I know it's wonky, so good luck, Terry. You know what? My little, I'm going to get that little line out of there because I won't be able to cover it. And I might actually do this a little mixed media because it is small. To get fine detail in, I might go with a paint marker or colored pencil or something. Oh, I didn't get out any gray for the inside. I'll do that. October has gone really fast, I have to say. But your sketch is wonkier. Okay, good. I like when Terry plays along too, Kat. I really do. I like when any of you play along. Let's see if am I thinking right? It's this one. I may have lines on here that I don't need. Okay, this is kind of intended to be symmetrical, you know, like if you cut it in half, this half would be the same as this half. I didn't do what I should have and could have done to make that happen. If you ever have a drawing that you want to do that, draw one half of it until you're happy about it, and then put some tracing paper down, copy it, and flip it over and use it like graph paper. And then if you want something absolutely symmetrical, you can do that. I just didn't take the time today because I just probably did not really care that much. But yeah, that's how you can accomplish that. And it's especially valuable if you're doing lettering or something like that. For something like this, I didn't care enough. And not that I ever paint to sell, but if I was doing this for somebody or to sell or something like that, I probably would have gone to the effort to do it. I figured, close is good enough. Looks pretty cool. Can you see okay? Let me bring you down and I'll just try and move the painting, and keep in mind that you guys are over there trying to see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, goes like that, I think. Yep. Now I can't even remember what I intended with my own drawing. That's bad news. Watercolor is just like any other medium that you're using. You've got to, there's always a place where you're just working through the uglies, you know? Like you don't even know what it's going to be like yet. And I didn't draw anything in the middle here. I thought I would just go ahead and make it up as I went along, you know? I think I intended for that. Okay, yeah, that'll be okay. Terry, make it up as you go along. That's what I'm doing. And by changing up the design somewhat, I'll make it look like this was intentional. Check in chat. You're making it up? Okay, good. Good, good, good. Start on this side so I stay out of the wet paint. How about that? That would be brilliant of me, right? You'd think I'd learn. I don't. And I've been wondering, I've been doing those Snart coloring book pages, which I'm enjoying a lot. But as of now, they're just laying here in a pile. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do with them. Yeah, you know what? Well, I can come back. I've got the lines. Hopefully I'll be able to see them. I'm going to leave the teeth for last because they're actually out of the inside skin of the pumpkin, if you know what I mean. But they're a little bit different color than this, so they're actually lighter and more yellow, I would think. See, I gotta decide. Of course, I could leave them orange as well. I just haven't decided yet. I know watercolor is pretty boring to watch. And that's why I don't do it a lot unless I'm doing something abstract where things are happening a little bit quicker. But I have to at least acknowledge Halloween. Peggy's been putting out some awesome Halloween decorations. All right. And right now I have the pumpkin floating because I didn't decide on a background for it. So who knows what I'll end up doing with that. All right. I'm going to take some of this color that I'm using for this and darken it. I'm not sure if I want to darken it with gray, or if you actually add its complementary color, it will darken it. So let me try a little bit of blue. See if I like that to get a darker version, but just slightly. It doesn't have to be a lot darker. So I think I'll use, yeah, kind of a Copenhagen blue. And it'll gray out your color. So let's see on my little practice page here, and I just wonked you guys in the head, sorry. Do I like that? Yeah, that's not horrible. Maybe just a touch more. That might be too much. A little bit goes a long way. Let's go with that. That'll work. Conk you on the head again. Take that. All right, let's try filling in these eyes first and deciding, you know what, I want the eyes darker. Yeah, I want them darker. I think I'll get out. Oops, just dropped a bunch of stuff. Way to go. All the Inktober's are on the floor now. Let's see. I'm going to use a little bit of gray, I think. We'll see. It might not even be dark enough. Maybe go directly gray from the pan. I would not suggest experimenting directly on your painting. But it's not really dark in there. I mean, it's darker, but it's not black. And after that dries, I can always go in and darken it if I decide that I'm not happy with it. Are you keeping up, Terry? Now, I hadn't given Terry any idea of what areas, whoa, that got real dark, what areas were going to be what colors. So she's, unless she's truly just making it up as she goes along, she's dependent on me. And watercolor dries lighter than when you're putting it on. Okay, now this down here is lighter than that. And those are the marks I intend to draw on later. So I'm looking. Another way I might use, no, I'm going to stay with what I'm using. Only lighten it up a lot. Maybe add a little bit of the orange and we'll see what we get. That's a different color. Let's go with that. I conk you in the head again. I don't know if that's dark enough. The details is when it gets really fun and when you can kind of see what's going on. So don't give up on me yet. If it doesn't come out in the end, we'll both acknowledge it together. And I think when I'm done, you probably won't be able to see the pencil lines. It's crazy to do this on stream when you have no clue what your really plan was. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that looks kind of the inside color. Hey, View. Butthead pumpkin. I haven't drawn a butt on here yet, View, and it wasn't my plan, but it's still early, you know? All right, let's get some orange on here. Well, I wish I had some more. I'll just do it in the gray. I was going to say I wish I had some more of that darker color, but we're just going to go with this. I can always darken it after it dries. Oop. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's get some orange on it. Now no, we got to let it dry. So let's do the orange. That's another weird thing. When you're watercoloring on stream, you're always, nope, don't start on that side because you'll put your hand in it. I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. Barbara, you are just so full of stuff like that. Hi, Laverne. All right. I'm going to move it like this so I keep my hands out of the wet paint because I already did that over there. But I don't know what I'm going to do with the background. Originally, last night when I was laying in bed thinking about what I wanted to do today, I still want to try that acrylic with alcohol on it that Dee Dee showed. That I told her to show the other day. I was laying in bed thinking, man, I want to do that. But then it dawned on me, no, man, it's October 27th already. This is the last stream before Halloween, I'm pretty sure. I have no idea when Halloween is, to be honest. It's kind of hard working with this bigger brush, but oh well. Gets very quiet in here, I know. The thing about watercolor is if I was doing this mixed media, it'd be so much easier just to go in here and paint the whole thing orange and then go over the top of it with the lighter colors and acrylic paint or whatever it is you're going to do. That's one of the things about watercolors that is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you have to plan and think way ahead of what you're going to do. And it's also the biggest pain in the butt. Oh, you know what? I thought I was gonna add some. Now is when I need to add, if I'm going to put any more carving in here under his eyes, I need to do it now. So let me finish the top of this, and I think I'm going to add some more. Because when I was looking at the drawing after I got it done and sent it to Terry, I thought, there's kind of a blank spot there that I need to do some more carving or something. You know what? I'll add that back and we'll just do a little experiment. I'm going to paint it orange and then I can go back in with a paint pen. I'm going to try. One of the dangers of going back in with a paint pen is it's watercolor, and when moisture hits it, it's going to move. So but I'll be able to fix some of these goof ups that I have on here that I already have. Watercolor is a test for my perfect little self, you know, that I don't like. See where I just did that? I don't like that. Now that's not too late to fix. There you go. Yeah, I wish I could see better. I'm definitely going to have to make an eye appointment soon. My eyes are bugging me more and more. But it doesn't help that I have these lights. I do put some lights out. So yeah, I don't know if it's the lights or what. Hey Angie, hi me. I hope I haven't missed too many of you coming in. I'm paying attention to my creepy pumpkin here. Helps to have steady hands if you're going to be working this small. I'm just going to go ahead and paint this all orange, and then I'm going to come back in with probably a paint pen. We'll see how I like it when I'm done. Yep, there's a little eraser that I didn't get off the page. That's always fun. Like the cat hairs that I used to have to chase when I was watercoloring. Now that's one thing I don't miss. I'd love to miss it even a little bit. I may have to work upside down for a minute. You guys should go out and look at carved pumpkins. Pumpkins that people have carved. Oh my gosh, there's some crazy people out there. I want it smoother than that. Ugh. I can't get my angle just right where I can see and still maneuver. There we go. That's better. This one I'm definitely going to have to fix up. I can hardly wait to see what you've done, Terry. So you did go into Hobby Lobby. View, good job. I hope you took your credit card. I'm going back and forth. Robert and I are, oops, I got to clean that up right now. We're going up to Joplin November 4th. And I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to Hobby Lobby. I do need some colored pencils, but I'm beginning to think I'm just going to do a Blick order. Just do a Blick order and be done with it. I haven't been there in a long time, I must say. I have been avoiding. You know what? I wish they'd do another huge blowout sale so I could go buy a bunch of stuff that I have zero need for. But I walk out feeling like, man, I got a great deal on that, you know? But I don't think they're going to do that again, you guys. I think that was a once in a lifetime thing, you know? Hi, Ellen. That sure was fun, though. Probably my favorite thing, and I don't use them often enough, but my favorite thing from that huge Hobby Lobby haul that we got, I don't know, Dee Dee, how long's it been? 3 years, 4 years, maybe 4 years, who knows? Anyway, was the acrylic inks. I had never really had any acrylic inks, and so I, bought all of them. Ah, I didn't do too much damage. Like they were selling them for $1.49, so I bought every color they had. And I enjoyed those acrylic inks so much. And I still have them. I just don't use them. Well, I mean, it's true of all our products, right? We all have too much and don't use them, so. Fix that little booger real quick. Yeah, the inks were awesome. And I still come across some of the things I got at that sale and just thought, man, that was so much fun. And I don't know why, but I ended up going to the Tulsa one. We had to be in Tulsa. I didn't drive there specific for that, but I went into one of the, I think there's 3 Hobby Lobbies in Tulsa. And went into one of those, and I was shocked at how much bigger, like I think Dee Dee's Hobby Lobby in Atlanta is probably one of the great big ones like they have in Tulsa. The Joplin one isn't that big. But man, that was just so much fun. I went to World Market that day too and got some Vegemite. Yeah, that would be fun to do again. I ate Vegemite when we were in Australia, and I actually liked it. I think I was the only one that liked it. Not that I would eat it as a steady diet, but it was something fun, different. All right. I don't know if I have enough of the orange out, but I didn't mix it, so I don't have to worry about matching. Yeah. And your painting will only be as good as your sketch, so I'm not holding out huge hope here, boys and girls. Boy, it's going to be close. And I'm trying to make that bottom cut raggedy, you know. Gonna be real close. And I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel of this paint. I need to get some more out, I guess. I'll show you guys how much paint is left in the palette of this orange. Very little. And if I have to go back in anywhere, I'm screwed. An Asian dragon mask, yeah. It was, I based it loosely off of one that I saw on the internet. and I just thought it was kind of cool and different looking. So let me go in and darken up this guy's eye again, since I kind of goofed it up. And I can make some corrections over the orange, but not many. But I can darken a few of them up if I want. Apparently my sketch was just a suggestion, right? Hi, K-Berg. Okay, and I need to fix this. When you're doing watercolor, water is like an eraser. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix while that's drying. And I don't think his eyes will be different colors. If they are, I'll go over the both of them. I think for his teeth, I'm going to use the same color. Let me move this out of the way so I can mix some more color. I'm trying to think. I think I used this one to make that color with a little bit of white in it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use that color again. Well, I don't need much more of that color. I don't know if I mixed any orange in it, but I'm going to take a hint. Let's see, which is the... Let's use this one. I don't want a lot of yellow in it, but I want it a little bit yellower. That might be too much, but we'll see. Because I kind of want the teeth to stand out a little bit. Oh, that's real yellow. Okay. Don't know that I want it that yellow. Feel like a mad scientist when I'm doing this, you know? I know, right, Lisa? That it's already Halloween this week. All right, we're going to go with that color. It's a little bit more yellow, I think, than the surrounding color we're going to see. Looks about the same to me. All right, I'm going back in with a little bit more yellow. We're going with the yellow. Because the way I had it planned, it's the same pulp, I guess, as this, but I wanted it a little bit different colors, so we're going to see. It's my pumpkin. I could have green teeth if I want. Yeah, I think it's different enough that it's okay. And after I get this, I can start doing a little bit of this shading. I don't know what kind of paper is in this journal. I probably should have looked. But it's not horrible. I'm sure it wasn't expensive. But yeah, it's not horrible. It has some cotton fiber content in it. I can tell by the way it's taken the water. It's pretty absorbent. Why didn't I paint that up there? I think I meant it to be orange. I'll go in and fix it here in a second. I think my head is about 5 steps ahead of where I'm actually at right now. Yeah, you got yellowish teeth. Yeah, the colors are going well together. Thank you, Ellen. You're off to Mexico. Yay. Living large, girl. All right, let's go ahead and fix. Well, I'll let it dry first. Actually, all of that could have been a little bit more yellow, I think. But that's okay. I'm good with this. Now I'm just making some little corrections. And up here, you can see my pencil marks. Okay. Looks like, well, this is taking a while to dry. I'll go over both eyes here in a minute. Let's go ahead. Trying to think. All right, I probably need to, I'm going to hit it with a heat gun real quick. Oops. Let's take it directly from here. I need just a little bit more orange. And I am going to go ahead, I think, and darken up both those eyes because I want them to match somewhat. Oops. Had orange on my brush. I'm going to have to go in darker. And on this, I'm just going directly from the pan. And this eye may always be a little darker. Oh well. Yeah, that's better. Hi, Nana Mo. Can't remember which one I used. It's all right. We'll just mix what we want. Oh, Ellen, you're so sweet. I'm not sure that that's true, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Now I'm working on a little bit of the shadows. And I'm painting almost dry right now. And I'm going to go over this with some acrylic paint. So it will look really gross here in a minute, I hope. And his mouth is pretty dry now, so. Let's put his, which, I think I'll go in with a much darker gray into that brown. Let's see. Might want it just a touch darker. We'll see. Okay. We're getting there now. Dry mouth. No, I'm dry painting where the paintbrush is just almost dry with just a hair of and I hope this isn't too dark, but we're going to see. You know, you do it and you kind of learn. At least I do. So I go in with kind of an idea and then try something, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, I learned something. And you definitely got to be working through the uglies. I hope this is giving the impression that his teeth are just gnarly, dirty, icky, gross, crappy. You can tell when I do that, that's how light I'm holding this brush, because I have a tendency to want to strangle it. All right. His eyes are looking okay. I'm okay with that. All right. I think I have some shadows that I want to add, but makes your teeth hurt. I know, right? Mine too. Um, yeah, I have some shadows that I want to do, but they're so small. I'm beginning to think that maybe I'm going to switch over to either the Languo pens to add some of it, or acrylic. If I can find the right. Um, it's time for a good brush clean. I might come back in here and straighten up some of those orange lines. Some of them are pretty messy. All right. And that pretty much is just a dry brush. Just smooth that out a little bit. Feels like you have to go. Thanks, Belinda. Go brush your teeth, Dorothy. Wait until you see. I'm really not liking his eyes. I really goofed up his eyes, but oh well. See, and I'm thinking I should probably just use the Langos at this point. One thing I haven't tried, let me do his stem real quick. And I didn't have any plans for the stem really. I think I'll make see what greens I have available. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun. Ruth, I did do some of the blanks, and I'll get them out in the mail this week. I should look at that other painting and see how I did that stem, because that one came out really good. Looking back here in the book, because I'm really doing this out of memory. Okay. Probably two. Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be all right. You just posted your wonky pumpkin. You already got it done. You go, girl. All right. I think I'm going to put the paints aside. We're going to see here. I really don't like his eyes, but that'll be okay. Now, the problem might be I haven't done swatches of these Langlo pens, so I don't really know even what colors are available. I might have to get out the acrylic paint pens. Oh, that's not a horrible orange. Oh, now that's the first one that hasn't went out right readily. It's kind of a neon. I swatched mine and put them on the pen. So let's see what oranges I have available. And these lids are not reflective of the colors. This might be the one I want. Yeah, that might be the one. Yeah, they don't have a good selection of oranges in there, but that's okay because I'm going to use the black pen first. Black or dark gray. They have a real dark gray. I think I've got one of the blue ones in there. Yep, that's blue, not gray. That's definitely a black. Just looking. This one's green. Apparently the day I organized these, I was colorblind. Okay, that I think is darker gray as I'm going to get. Let me go ahead and you know what? All right, let's try this. Because when we bought these Languo pens, the reason we bought them is because Dee Dee saw somebody using them, putting them on the paper and using them much like watercolor. So let's give that a go. Now, when they dry, you're not going to get them to move much. But if they're not completely dry, you can get them to move. So, yeah. Yeah. Third time today. What the hell is wrong with you? And the thing I like most about watercolor is after you get it down and you do let it dry, you can go back and move it. Why didn't I finish that up there? What the heck? Let me add it. That's better. Look at cat. All right, let's go over. Let's take a quick break. And what the heck did I do there? That's okay because I'm going to be covering this in just seconds, so it doesn't matter. Let's go look at Terry's real quick. Put the lid on my pan. Because you guys are loving it. You bought some of the Languo pens, Ruth. I have to say, I I love them so much. I say that every stream, but it's true. I love them very much. Come on, IG, let's pull you up. This isn't horrible. I'm liking it okay. I'm on a reel. I'm beginning to feel like sometimes like Instagram is turning into a trash heap too. Oh, a bunch of comments. All right, there we go. Ah, cool, Terry. Very cool. You definitely did it your way. Good girl. Good girl. I'm kind of wishing now I hadn't done the eyes so dark, but I did. And other than covering them at this point, there's no way to get them out. And I should have shown Terry's pumpkin. Cool, Terry. Halloween decorations. Okay. What I wanted to do, and maybe, oh, maybe the lighter orange. Let's try this lighter orange. All right, that may be. All right, hang on. I'm going to check and see. See, the acrylic pens are across the room. Let me go grab a couple of the orange and the yellow and pick up all my Inktovers that I threw on the floor earlier. Oh, and I knocked off the blanks that I drew too. So I'll show you. Ruth, this is kind of what you can expect on 6x6. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I don't know what these pens are. Let's see, there's an orange. There's a dark orange. That's good. And what are these? Acrylic markers. More acrylic markers. Can you believe it? All right, we got two different kinds, orange and yellow. One of them is, and Kat, you do not have to go get the links for these, okay? But this one is the Grabby Spring Orange. This one is Grabby Flame. This one is some, I don't know, acrylic marker is all it says. So, yeah. Let's put this aside and see what we got here. Did Starla do one too? Is Starla here? Hi, Starla. No, I haven't. Ew. Well, that might not be too horrible. I have not used these probably since the day I got them, you guys. So maybe between them, I can come up with something. Oh, and right behind me, I have two. And I use them a lot. I like this yellow the best. Let's see what Sharpie will give me. I don't mind that one so much. This is a little bit darker. Not liking that so much. And then a bright yellow. All right. If I can't find something out of those to use, there's something wrong with me. All right. And I will quickly go over and search out Starla Arts. Oh, that's cool. Not so spooky pumpkin of Starla's. That's very pretty. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. Cool, Starla. All right, let's go ahead and do some additions here. because we want, and I hope my original watercolor doesn't move too much. It will want to move, but I think I want a lighter orange. So let's see, probably this one. Maybe this is the one I want. Let's see what the other. Yeah, that's better. In case you're wondering if there's something wrong with me, no fears. Is that a booger? Would I draw a booger running out of his nose into his mouth? Would I do that, Dee Dee? Come on now, girl. Girl, girl, girl. Colorful boogers. And I don't know. See, I want it to be lighter. Yeah, that's not light enough. I'm going to have to do it with this lighter yellow. I like these acrylic pens over the watercolor. I've not done this before, actually. We'll use a darker color up there. Where's that darker color? Is Robert building something? No, Robert's outside watching whatever is going on. I think they're cutting down the tree next door. And I can hear it. I didn't realize you guys could hear it. He's out watching it. And it started right about the time I was going to stream. So I was like, well, I didn't go out and look and see. But no, Robert's not building anything. If he was, I would be like so out of here. I would be like, stop. Don't do that. You're going to break something. But they've got chainsaws going. They're dumping stuff. I don't know if they should be putting it in a trailer, but it sounds like they're putting it in a dumpster. But that tree was really scary, way scarier than mine, because they've got a metal building, and the tree was right on top of the metal building. I mean, if they drop anything, they're going through the roof of that building. So Roberts is having a great day being able to watch. Yeah, he's just waiting for something to be wrapped, I promise. He's sitting out there going, drop it, drop it. Okay. I don't know if I can get that to move still. We're just going to try because we can. Okay, you can just hear it a little bit. Okay, good. One of these boogers. I know the neighbors will be happy to have that done. And then the other thing was, I wish this, well, maybe this orange will show up better. I don't know. And I won't make you, I wanted to put like, and I guess it would be more yellow than this, so maybe this one would be better. But you just won't be able to see it. That's the problem. I don't think I'll mess with that. He's gross, huh? I really don't like his eyes. But I'm going to live with him. All right. I wonder, okay, I've got a piece of, I just want to try something. This is non-absorbent paper, crack and peel. I'm going to try, just because I can, and I never did. Don't want too much, don't want too much water, and then I drop a mountain of water on there. I think Dee Dee did this. Yeah, so you can turn them into pretty nice watercolors. Now, what I'm curious about, let's say I'm going to do it with acrylic marker too, just for the heck of it, because it's going to dry really fast on this crack and peel. Let's see if I can. Okay, I can. So if I wanted to add lighter over that dark that I've got, maybe I should try that in the eyes. Needs a toxic warning. And grandmother, what fill in the blank teeth you have? Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I'll go ahead and try that on that side where I goofed up a little bit because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. If you're going to do that though, yeah, you have to work quick. It's got, if you let it dry, it's not going to move. But yeah, I mean, it would be like going over acrylic paint with your, But yeah, this just makes it pretty darn handy, actually. Let that dry, and if I went over it with another coat, I think I could probably get rid of it altogether. Now I'm wanting to put eyeballs in mine like Terry did. Okay, where's a light color? It's something I'm just not happy with. I think it's the eyes. I think the eyes just bum me out. And I don't like this. See how much of that I could pick up. Because there is a shadow there, but I got it way too dark. Let's see what we can do here. Because at this point, you know, you're either going to fix it or you ain't. That's that. Yeah, I like getting rid of that. Now I need the orange paint again. Oh my God. By the time I'm done streaming, this place is the biggest mess. And I haven't done that much, you know? Like, ugh. All right, this is the orange. Yeah, that's way better. And I probably could smooth out some of these lines, but, oh, duh. I need some more of the orange. Okay, I have just a little bit of the orange here. Let me get some of that brown. I think I'd rather use a brown than a gray. I don't want it too much darker than the original orange. But let's go ahead, and there's no way you can do this until the very end. If it's going to show up at all. And maybe make it a little bit darker. That's darker for sure. Put some little ribs in the pumpkin. You think putting some eyeballs in would be awesome? Yeah, I'm seriously considering how I'm gonna fix the eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and see what they're doing next door. It sounds complete like demolition to me.
Sometimes it's hard to see what is actually going to happen until the paint dries, because you just don't know. Ah, Dee Dee. Perfect. I'm not sure it's perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. It was a fun little project, and it was Halloweeny, which I am not a Halloweeny person. Unless somebody's buying me candy. I don't know how that got so light in there. Now, see, I could just start dinking around and be here the rest of the day, which I do not intend to do. I don't have leftovers for dinner tonight, so I have to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. And we have no place out here to eat. Thanks, Starla. Oh, you're having chili. What a perfect meal, because it's cold here. The only thing I think that could be better, and I'm not going to do it now, is if his mouth was a little bit darker to match his eyes, but I'm not, oops, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, but I'm not going to mess with that. And I'll figure out, I'll either leave his eyes alone or I'll fix them. I don't know what I'm going to do. Thanks, you guys. He doesn't look exactly like what I had pictures in my head, but yeah. I may go ahead and do his mouth a little bit darker. I think if I did his mouth darker, his eyes wouldn't look so weird. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'd have to go back and put the boogers in again, but and the blood and all this stuff. You like the orange? He's all right. All right, let's just quickly ground him. What do we want to ground him? Let's ground him in a gray. Why not? Look at what I just did. If I don't end up with paint on me somewhere before the day is over, then I have just not had a successful day. I'll just take this gray. Just pick a gray, any old gray. Well, I've got one here on the table. Let's use this one. It's kind of dark, but we don't care. We'll put the dark up close to him. More brown than gray, but that's okay.
I may go in and darken his mouth. I think that would actually save him. But for right now, I'm going to go check and be a nosy neighbor. Yeah, not exactly what I envisioned, but on the fly, what the hell. And I got to use some of my cool stuff, so that's always cool. I hope you guys love your Languo pens as much as I do. I'll leave this one out. Well, you know what? Get it with the heat gun. Because, see, I don't like to leave things for later because then I have to remember and come back. All right, get the Sharpie out. I think that's a black Sharpie. It's fine. Let me try with the Sharpie. Of course, I shouldn't be using my good paintbrushes to mess with this acrylic either. But here we are. That black really spreads. All right, well, you can do that with the Sharpies, just like with the Languos. So that's kind of cool. I don't recommend using your good paintbrushes to do it, but I'll go wash this real good and it should be fine. So if you catch them while they're still damp, you can spread them pretty nice. All right, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And go wash your paintbrush. His eyes, you know what? I think, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and do the back of his mouth. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it later on today or tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and darken his mouth. And his eyes to match. I think that'll fix him. But I do want to go ahead and I'm pissed that I didn't sign that other one and know what year I did it. So this is 10/25. So now, a couple years from now, when I'm better at what I do, or I'm worse, I don't know which, we're hoping for better. Yeah, I can look back and say, yeah, that was 2025. Still not as good. Come on, book. Work with me here. He was fun. And I don't remember if I struggled with him or not. So, yeah. So anyway, I don't like just this item sitting on a blank sheet, so I don't know what I'll do with the background, but I'll do something. I probably will cover him and maybe do some spray inks or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll find oh, you know what I can do? I'll use stencils and ink. But yeah, I'm going to do his mouth dark like his eyes. I'm not happy with. I keep saying it's his eyes, but I think it's actually his mouth. I wanted it to be darker. All right, you guys. I know your time is valuable, and I totally appreciate you spending it with me. So go go out and be kind, do something productive, have some fun, whatever it is. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.